I wanted to create a twist for this Suits video, mainly because of me covering Khimera Destroy All Monster Girls in the past for a review, but what could I do? Then I thought of it, race mode. It's something I briefly touched on in my review of the game, and I thought it would be pretty fun to just go through it that way, but we can't just do it normally since that would be too obvious, too easy. So we will be playing through on arcade stick. This is something that I wanted to do for a long time as a challenge. Will this be the worst thing to happen? You might be surprised, or not. And here we are, everyone. Welcome to race mode. So if you're not familiar with race mode in Khimera, you're given access to every upgrade from the beginning. So every upgrade you collect in the game, you'll get access to, but you can't save. So you have to do this from start to finish in one entire sitting. All story elements, cutscenes, and towns will be disabled. And of course, we're going to be doing this on arcade stick. At the bottom right, you probably noticed there's the arcade stick. I managed to get a little UI for it to go on to add to the experience of doing this. Khimera is one of the more interesting games I came across on Steam, especially when it came to free-to-play. A lot of free-to-play, to be honest, on Steam is pretty much, to put this lightly, garbage. And coming against this, it was really surprising. I wasn't entirely sure how good the game would be, because generally when I play free-to-play games, or if I search out for something like that, generally the games are pretty good, but this one is definitely my favorite free-to-play indie game that I can think of. That at least is in a platformer section. So you might notice that I'm doing a lot of dashing. If you're not familiar, or if you haven't seen any speedruns of this game, you get a lot of momentum, and I found this out by watching some speedrunners, especially Awesome Games Done Quick this year. That was really cool seeing Snapcase beat this in 19 minutes, a little over 19 minutes in the speedrun. By the way, this is Serpentina. Sorry, we kind of got through that a bit quickly. I didn't really get to explain, but yeah, she's the first boss, the intro boss. As we complete the stage, you see this nice selection screen. A lot of things I didn't really get to talk about that much in my review that I kind of glanced over. So this is a whole screen you can select, similar to Mega Man. I wanted to go in order kind of the hardest to the easiest for me, and I think I'm going to start with, I'll start with Anchovy. So normally this stage in the game is called Mount Aqua Koopa. This is, of course, the snow world. Luckily in this game there's no ice mechanics, so Sax spared us of that. I'm not entirely sure in the future games if there are going to be any ice mechanics of any sort. And playing this on arcade stick is so weird. I did practice this a little bit in the past. Also, I wanted to do this challenge for the longest time now. Probably like a few months. I just didn't do it. I got a bit lazy when coming to really finishing this, and I wasn't entirely sure. I couldn't get some things working. I lost some footage. So this is like me coming back to this pretty much new again. And the reason I wanted to do arcade stick is I play a lot of fighting games, and I thought it would be pretty fun. Mini boss. And with the arcade stick, I don't really get to utilize it in any videos, and it's such a shame because this is something that I do besides when I'm working on YouTube videos or when I'm doing anything else like that. So I thought it would be pretty fun just to incorporate it. I haven't seen too many games being done on stick. I did see a couple of speedruns. I think Castlevania's done on stick. Someone did it before, and there's other types of platforming or shooters mostly, but yeah, this is something that really took a little bit to get used to, especially when I first started it, but since I have some experience with it, it's pretty fun to go through. You see on this stage you have to worry about lava, floating skulls, pirates, of course, a lot of fire related stuff as you would imagine, going from the outside, so it goes from like cold to dark, cold to fire and all of that, which is pretty interesting as we have some fire going up and down. And for some reason you can like die there pretty easily if you're not careful. I don't know. It's so many ways that I die in this game when I'm like trying to do this really quickly. A part of me wants to go for some speedrunning techniques. I still have to learn a little bit more about that. So here we are with Anchovy though. She throws pizzas as you might expect. She's a pizza slime, that type of monster girl. And in my opinion, she's one of the best. I think she's my favorite out of the bosses. I know everyone likes Amelia, and I think she's the canon person in a relationship with Choshia. That was pretty easy so far. That was one of the stages that for some reason I either get hit by the fireballs because I'm too impatient, or I don't know, I just fall into the lava trying to go too fast. Next up is Amelia. This is the Sky Fortress, one of the best themes, and the thing that I didn't really get like into that much when I first played it. Took me a little bit to really appreciate the theme of this level, which a lot of people like this one. A little bit of a shortcut right there and a checkpoint. Interesting. There's like some Easter eggs and stuff I didn't really get to cover either. So like if we get to talk to Stelia again, she'll actually have some text, and I figured out that by a comment. I'm sorry I forgot to use her, but it was quite a while ago when I was covering the guide stuff. But if you actually talk to Stelia, when you're doing it with no saves on, she's actually not there. She's located in the town, which is a really nice touch. It's details like that that makes like games really cool. Stuff that we don't really appreciate too much. But if you talk to her right here, she'll say, "Why are you talking to me during race mode? I'm flattered, but you need to, you know, go focus on the time. And if we don't get a good score for the Steam leaderboards, she'll never forgive us." You notice that the time literally doesn't stop there. So only during that part. And something I noticed also during this is usually when you went into the mimic chests, you usually broke those platforms, those flying platforms on the stage. And I was really surprised. I'm not sure when that was changed, because I don't remember seeing that in any patch notes or anything like that. We have another mini boss. You might have seen one earlier, and when I mean might have seen, you did see it, because I'm trying to get through this relatively quick on a quick timer. I'm gonna see if I can try and beat this with only, well, with no lives lost, hopefully. But I also want to see if I can beat this within like 40 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going pretty slow. You can definitely go a lot faster in this. So crazy when seeing things you can skip in this game. So you approach the next checkpoint and let's just chill out. There's a lot of wind here, so it's very dangerous, like cheese. A lot of times I would accidentally die here like that. You see that right there? I could, ooh, the stuff. Risky stuff. And I remember dying here the first time ever playing this, just by slamming down the mimic chest and the platforms breaking. I'm not sure why Sax actually removed that one. That was kind of surprising, actually. We actually made it pretty decently quickly, at least quickly on arcade stick. So Amelia has a few different attacks with her feathers, and she dashes as well. You can tell when she dashes by the glow on her glasses, glasses. So there we go. So unfortunately, we had to punch Amelia in the face, but I don't think she minds it too much. Not too bad. So far, we're at 7 minutes and 22 seconds. It's not too bad. Mimi, Pacifica. Let's go with Pacifica. You notice the EX stages, those are basically variations of the stages that we're playing now. Shorter, more compact, and to be honest, it could be pretty difficult depending on the stage. We shouldn't have too much trouble, famous last words. But I'm glad that I got to really experience this in a different way. We have Bob here, unlimited Bobs I guess we're actually killing. And as we go through the underwater section, I'm glad that Sax didn't make this particularly too annoying. Water levels in games can, of course, as everyone know, be annoying depending on how they're done. This is pretty much just basic platforming with some underwater changes. Pretty cool how it changes your movement in the water though. So it can actually bypass a lot of this stuff just by using the other ability to get higher. Something that I haven't been utilizing too much. So I'm trying to do this commentary and also playing at the same time. A lot harder than I would think originally as we're coming out of the water. Then we're going to a checkpoint and then I thought we were going to fight a mini boss, but no. Something I also seen on Awesome Games Done Quick is that little skip right there. It's crazy how the momentum, you can even bypass mini bosses, which is pretty crazy. So many things that I learned every time playing through this and trying to decide which enemy to stop, which enemy to hit, which enemy to... Oh, here we go with the mini boss. This one does the light, right? Oh, it's the wind. Okay, never mind. Thinking of a different boss. I would say out of the free-to-play games that I played, this is one that I always come back to. It's just a nice short game. Sometimes I just want to play a nice easy-ish platforming game. It's just nice to not always have to think like too much going through what you have to collect or anything like that. I'm relatively a fan of easy going or really difficult games, but I kind of like it more linear depending how it's done. Sometimes I like more Metroidvanias. Sometimes I like games where it's really how it's structured, but mostly when it comes down to it, a little bit of skip there to get this very originally. But yeah, when it comes to it, this depends on the game. I'm really curious. Wow, I forgot why we're already at the boss. I'm really curious how the next game is going to play in the future. This is Pacifica, one of the bosses I originally had trouble with a long time ago, before I knew a bit about defeating this boss. And also she's getting a really easy pattern. Yeah, we're trying to take like what, one more hit. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes a boss can be harder because of the things she throws out aren't always things that you can hit back, and sometimes she does a lot of dashing. So some RNG in there depending on how quickly you can beat that. Not too bad for 3 minutes. Let's go to Mimi. The last one. Mimi, poor Mimi. So many people pick on her, but she's pretty innocent. This is actually the first stage I always chose when doing a lot of those guide videos, just because this was the easiest one for me to get into. You have these pumpkins here that throw out their heads. You also have a lot of, as you would think, Halloween based stuff. And it's so strange when I'm playing through this and looking for other games like it. The game that's really close and similar to this is like Shovel Knight. And it's something that I still haven't beat. I played it, but I didn't like beat it. I don't know why. Like this one is just something about it. It's like special. And this is very useful. And the way the mechanics work with momentum is really strange. Using some of these techniques on arcade stick is a lot harder. In some ways it's easier though. Especially when trying to dash. Since it's just on my finger instead of having to do it on my thumb, I can do it much quicker, much more consistently. As we have a witch on the broomstick trying to throw potions at us. And I think, isn't she from Mandu? She's from Mandu, right? I could have sworn she's from Mandu. There's a enemy like that there. We have a mini boss here. Oh, this is the one with the lightning, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of abuse the AI right there by going on either side. We're doing really good for health. Wow, this is probably the best I've done. And you can skip that whole entire section by doing dashing. You can also skip this entire part. I could have took that one and actually saved some time. Oh, it's fine. You can also skip it that way. Yeah, it's crazy. Like some of the, ooh, I made it. Ooh, that's a hard one. Yeah, it's crazy how many skips you can do and how quickly you can just shave off time. It's like freaking insane, man. Like right here, I could have probably skipped another run, but it's fine. As we get to Mimi, here we go. So it's Mimi the Mimic. She has literally the best upgrade in the game. This chest that you get is so invaluable. And if you can get her in a sort of a pattern against the spikes. It takes a little bit of finesse to do it, but yeah, you can actually take off most of her life. One time I actually managed to kill her, getting her in a certain pattern like this. Nope, Mimi, stop it. Oh man, she only needs one hit. She also has a phase where she goes and cycles through certain things you have to avoid or dodge, but luckily, since I am on the arcade stick, it's much easier to mash the dash button to get her. Doing pretty good on time, 14 minutes, could be doing a little bit better than that, but we haven't died yet, so that's good. Tower of Power, this is probably the hardest one if you're not quick with it or if you mess up a lot. This one gave me the most trouble when I was collecting everything for 100%, like those fairies and everything like that. Yeah, that was pretty difficult the first time around. But now that I have access to every power-up, it makes this a lot easier, which, to be honest, I kind of recommend getting to the Sky Fortress before doing this level. Maybe starting off in Sky Fortress because that's a really good power-up. Sky Fortress, then starting with Mimi's, and then going on from there because those are some valuable power-ups. Brine Cave, Icy Path, or Windy Way. Well, let's get Icy Path out the way because this has one annoying boss that is featured in Bob's game. We're going to be fighting that on the stage, a nice little cameo. And this is also another area. You can skip this whole section, by the way, with some momentum dashing. It's freaking nuts that you can just skip all of this. You don't even need the platform. One day I may come back to this, and once I get a little bit better, see how far it can get. You can also avoid a lot of stuff like this while you're in a chest, which is pretty cool. Again, you can avoid all of this stuff by using the dash. Could take some hits there, get past all of this stuff. Yeah, you don't really need that platform at all. The only reason I don't want to get hit too much is because sometimes I have trouble with this boss. It just like depends on the day. And unlike the other stages, this one isn't that lenient with the food that they give you. So here we are with the Khimera shark enemy. One annoying enemy that you can avoid a lot of the damage by abusing the invincibility frames. You can see right there, I never got hit. It's pretty good. He has another attack where he lets out a giant energy ball, which is pretty annoying to dodge. But you see the health on the right side, yeah, a lot of health, so that's why I always like getting the Mimic chest. We have Windy Way, where I face. We have the Crab Girl. Let's go do Windy Way first. I was gonna go through Brine Cave, but I think this one, let's just chill out a bit. You know what? Just chill out a bit. We have some wind mechanics, something that can screw you up if you're not careful about it. Normally I would dash through this, but since I'm trying to beat this without taking any possible deaths, this part is annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be very careful. There we go. Okay, alright, we're good, we're good. That was it. That was actually, there's only the mini boss left, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We see on the right side, you have mouth face there. The top of the television, the N64, a lot of stuff. You even see the level Vista Quest protagonists up there, which I don't really want to talk about Vista Quest. Oh man, I still have nightmares from that game. I'm always impressed when I went back, played from the first, seeing the progress Sax made over the years, going from Vista Quest to one of like Khimera. That's an insane level of knowledge, of skill gain, of lessons learned. A lot more streamlined. If I didn't know better, I would say, wow, it plays nothing like you would imagine, like from the same person. But that just goes to show you that everyone has improvements here and there. Well, mostly everyone, as long as you learn from your mistakes. I'm just very curious actually to why Sax chose the theme of Monster Girls. Like out of everything that you've seen before, you didn't really see it too much in the previous games besides the witches, but I don't really count that too much. I don't think that would count as Monster Girls, right? Witches? I have no idea. And here we are on this stage. This is where we're getting to close towards the end of the game at a pretty decent time, 17 minutes. It's not too bad. One of the cool things is Sax redid a lot of this stuff over here. So the background, I believe, and also the rain, the lighting. If you go back to a previous video that I did on this level, there's a huge change that Sax did during this time. It's really cool that he went back, updating some stuff. You don't see that too often with a lot of developers. Also have to be very careful not to lose too much health. This is where the stages get pretty tricky. Man, I'm just gonna chill out for a second. Hopefully not die in a horrible way. I don't know, I'm kind of losing some health here. And to the right, you can get a fairy. To the left is to where you want to go. And this stage doesn't really, this is where it starts getting really difficult. Like that enemy right there, that does a lot of damage. I'm not gonna even fight him. If I can, I would try to avoid most of the stuff here. Especially, you can see the platforming sections have gone increasingly more difficult now. I'm just gonna wait for this guy to, oh my goodness, I would have loved that. I would have really loved that. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna skip, actually, hold on a second. I'm just gonna get some of that food there. I forgot that was right there. Yeah, this is where you might hear me go silent a little bit more just because of not wanting to die here. Making it to the end would be really good because we can replenish most of our health. We can also skip a section right here by a small section. Now we have increasingly almost fell down. We have increasingly difficult enemies. And this is something that I don't have a lot of practice on. As you can see, like earlier, you were seeing me go through the stages pretty quickly. I'm just gonna get that food. But yeah, this one, ooh, jeez. Yeah, this one, I haven't played a ton of. No, okay, we're good. We're not good. Oh my God, okay, let's just calm down. Let's just try this again. Oh my good, okay, 2 hearts, that's completely fine. Okay, we decided to abuse our boxer. You can see that avoids all that damage, that's why it's so strong. It's like pretty crazy. And I really would like to not die. Okay, we should be good now. Oof. Yeah, I would really appreciate some of that health. Not entirely sure. Oh yeah, that's also a very difficult fairy to get. That one probably took me like so many, like 7 tries. Ooh, ooh. Oh no! I used my momentum too far. Oh man, it was going on. Oh, got it. Yeah. Oh, that was. I couldn't believe I died right there. Yeah, that goes to show, no matter how skilled you are, you can still die. As I do it pretty easily at times, and this was like close to the end too. That's like the worst thing ever when probably trying to do a speed run, just dying towards the end. There we are. Yeah, this is where you get a lot of your health back. So I wasn't really too concerned about health too much. It was just about not dying right there. So we have Doroko, the boss of the pirate ship, as she tries to dance all over our face. Now, if I can just get past this, which isn't hard at all, you should be okay. Keyword should be. We're doing pretty good on time. This is still the best I've done in terms of the time on here. Take out the trash. All right, so this is getting close to the end. We only have to get through this small mini stage. Then we have to beat the bosses all in a row again. It's pretty easy stuff, right? Yeah, this gonna skip through most of those. Trying to take my time. Not too much time. Just a little bit of time. You have the zombies doing the thriller dance down there. And let's just pass by. You can get that back again. That'd be messed up as Saxometer, so you can't get that. This is where you can also easily die by these platforms going up and down. Gotta be very careful, especially right here. Sometimes I always get confused on where to go, but yeah, you just want to make sure you don't get wrecked when going. Okay, whew. It always seems like you're going to smash into it when it's going up, but you're just barely there. Your hitbox is just like barely there. That's not going to kill you. And you just don't want to go too fast, you know what I mean? And to get that book, you can easily just like go to the right, but I'm just gonna avoid it right here. This place always gives me like anxiety. But we did it with minimum hurt. So it takes elements, if you notice from this stage, it takes a lot of elements from the other stages. So we have a section like Tower of Power when we're climbing the ship here. We also have the other enemies from various stages all coming together. And here we are. So you can replenish your health right here. I'm not sure if I'll need to do that, but we'll have to fight all the bosses again. Serpentina, the only difference between her is she lets out some of her pirates, her henchmen and beetles. Not sure where those beetles are coming from. Not gonna question it. She's not too bad to beat again. See that? Like that. Nice. And she gives us some food. Isn't that nice? We have a boss gauntlet similar to Mega Man. Start with Anchovy. Probably Anchovy, Amelia, Pacifica. Maybe something like that. You can also get Anchovy in a stun lock. So she can't really do too much until her second phase where it changes it up when she multiplies right here. Then you can start it all over again. So she's a fairly easy boss once you learn the pattern against her. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't give you any health, the monster girls themselves, so you have to like actually get good when playing through this. And hopefully Amelia isn't too troublesome. Sometimes her pattern is so weird. Oh, she was actually pretty nice today. I remember a couple of times before that would be a pretty difficult boss fight. Let's go with Pacifica since Mimi is the easiest one. Let's see if she's gonna do a lot of dashing this time. No? No, she's actually not doing too much. I always like to preempt my jumps. It makes it easier just to hit her. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there we go. Finally she threw the spike ball. Wow, she's actually not doing the other attack where she come. Oh, here it is. Yeah. It's always interesting how boss AI works in a lot of games. Let's see the RNG. Last but not least, Mimi. Hey Mimi, how's it going? Alright. Let's see if you can get a better in a stun lock. There's just a certain section you don't want her to escape from. You can see, yeah, I almost killed her right there actually. That was pretty good. I tried to use a chest to end her a little bit quicker, but oh well, couldn't really get it all. We're at 27 minutes. I wanted to do this under 40 minutes, and it looks like we are going to hit that mark. I am feeling pretty confident, pretty good. Only one death. It all comes down to this. Whew. All right. Deep breath, everyone. Here we go. Last boss of the game, Elena Arachnia, Captain of the Sea Spiders. Elegant but deadly. I think I'm just going over my video I did. Just some repeats. Yeah, you can do some little bit of cheese here. You can actually avoid a lot of damage from that. It doesn't matter though about taking it because you get your health replenished. At least in this first phase. So that wasn't too difficult. But yeah, we got girls. We got girls again. We got goals to actually not particularly too hard if I can not get wrecked. Oh, freaking A. Yeah. It's always scary though. Ooh. Okay. Well, I got it one more time. Where's she gonna appear? Alright. On the right side, right? Yeah, on the right. Nice. And we got a little bit of health. You notice at the bottom we have spikes now. So now we have to fight this boss. What's she gonna do? Just that? The way I like to fight this boss is always staying like in the middle section. Just because it makes it slightly easier when you're not getting hit by her hitbox. Just punch. Ugh. Okay, yeah, she does like an up attack. She does another attack I'm waiting for. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get hit by that, unfortunately. I want to get hit by that than the spikes, because I think the spikes take a little bit more. Alright, let's see what she's gonna do now. Just gonna come down again. Okay, I'm glad she's not doing the other attack. I am a-okay with this. Ooh, ew. Okay. Oh man, I really tried to hit her because you can hit her right there. If you're very... Oh my gosh, she really did that attack now. Out of nowhere. Alright, we beat her. Yeah, that could have been a little bit better. I feel like I could have got under 30 minutes if I didn't make a couple of mistakes, but only one death. That is actually pretty good as we collect all of the treasure. We're victorious. Didn't take too long. I'm glad this video is under a certain time because I didn't want it to go on too long. Initially, I was wondering if I should like break it up, but I'm glad I didn't. Has some pretty good times on there. Oh, I even got an achievement. Oh my goodness, is it like beating it in 30 minutes or less? Oh my, if that's the case, then I am pretty happy about that. 1 death, pretty decent times across the board, accumulated money, and time submitted. So there you are, everyone. This was race mode on arcade stick. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more things like this, or if you want to see any other game, let me know. I'll do that on the arcade stick. It might be pretty fun, or if you want to see games done in a certain amount of times in terms of like lives, I think that would be pretty fun as well. I might experiment with that more in the future, but this was something I wanted to do that was different from my review, different from just talking about the game, something to have a little bit more fun with, and something to hopefully have you entertained during all of this. If you want to see a whole playlist of these games, of course the Suits and Sandals games covered on my channel, or any other future indie content, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and take care.